So in 48 hours, we're gonna turn the corner of this room into...
So we want it to be right here, right? They come in and see the water, right?
A lot of people don't realize that Lake Erie has islands.
We've done this many times before, so we're not nervous at all about this.
I am here with Coyote Peterson. We're on Lake Erie on South Bass Island, also at the home of this beautiful nature center. Why don't you tell us what we're doing here?
Well, today we're going to build an aquascape inside of the nature center, which is at some point going to house some of the local animal residents. Maybe turtles, maybe salamanders, frogs, if we're lucky, some snakes. It's all about bringing people in to learn about the species that inhabit the island. So this will be a great draw for anybody that gets a chance to visit South Bass.
Hey, what's up everybody? Ed the Pond Professor here. We are on the ferry boat ride going to South Bass Island. We're connecting up with Coyote Peterson over at the Lake Erie Nature Center. Last time we talked, it was on a Zoom meeting. We had Renee, who's the director of the Nature Center. We started talking about this incredible water feature that we've designed for the interior of the new Nature Center. Lake Erie has got some really unique geology. This is all underlain with bedrock. It's all limestone, dolomitic limestone. In the back of that vehicle right over there, we have weathered limestone. We're gonna create this water feature that's gonna replicate some of these native habitats to showcase the local flora and fauna of Lake Erie Islands.
We meet in person.
Finally, it's so nice to meet you.
Good to see you too.
We're very excited. We have been fundraising for a building addition for 8 years. Basically, the whole reason for it was to have live animals here. I was talking to Coyote, trying to get some leads on someone that could help us with a big tank, and he introduced us to you guys.
This is our very first project together, so we are very excited to be working with you guys and with him. We've done this many times before, so we're not nervous at all about this. The challenge was you were concerned about the weight because there's a basement here.
It's a solid building, but we're gonna have thousands of pounds of water, rock, you know, filters, pumps, all that stuff inside of here.
They just finished putting the supports in this morning.
Perfect.
So yeah, welcome.
Very nice.
Cool.
So this is the existing part.
So we want it to be right here, right? They come in and see the water, right?
Just got this mural painted a few weeks
That is
ago.
awesome.
Space over here is the addition. So everything on this side of the wall,
Nice.
about 1,000 extra square feet. There's your spots.
All right, Renee, we are getting ready to start this. It's been a long trip to get here. We've been talking about this for 3 months, so it's been in the discussion. We had the Zoom call. We went over some of these drawings. I just want to go over everything one more time. Once we start going, it's gonna go quick.
Okay, all right, I'm excited.
We have a 16-foot wall on one side, a little over 7 feet on the other. We're gonna set our waterfall in the back corner. Saw you mounted the TV already, which is perfect. It's gonna be right in this one corner. We're gonna have a little stream, fast-moving water coming in, opening up into a larger ponding area. Then we're gonna have our filter located in the one corner. That's our skimmer, and it's gonna plug into that outlet that you had. I think we're gonna move this wall in a little bit, allow a little bit more access. The other thing that we had to change after talking with you and Rich is the weight of everything. We're gonna go in with a wood wall. Talked to Rich, he said he had plenty of lumber over at his barn, so we're gonna go get that. The other thing that I did was I added more of these aqua blocks to create a hollow structure underneath everything, and then we had some soil or sand on top of it. Because of the weight concern, we're adding in more of those blocks, which are gonna be very, very light. We added in more driftwood and that type of stuff.
You've addressed the weight concerns that we had, and we shored up the flooring too to make sure that everything's gonna be solid there. I think this looks great, and I'm excited to see what it becomes. So I say, let's get started.
that's your build space, huh?
This is it, exactly. We're gonna come in, we'll do a wall off of here, kind of a radius, and we'll tie back into that. Build up underneath the TV to create a kind of a little waterfall. You know, we don't want Niagara Falls or anything like that. It's supposed to look kind of indigenous, so just kind of little gentle moving water system. And we're gonna fill it all in with weathered limestone, which is awesome because mimic the natural geology of these islands, which is kind of cool.
I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
So in 48 hours, we're gonna turn the corner of this room into an awesome
I can't wait, and change the space with the sound.
Yeah.
As soon as you open that front door, you're gonna hear that sound of a water feature. All right, well, what's the first steps?
Unload. I know this is your home turf. We're in Ohio, Lake Erie Islands, really cool place. I have never been here. I am a geology kind of fanatic. I love all the different sciences. This is pretty unique. You want to tell me a little bit about some of the stuff that's actually happening here?
Sure, yeah. A lot of people don't realize that Lake Erie has islands. Whenever I say to somebody, hey, I'm heading up to the islands this week, and they're like, are you going to a tropical environment? No, the Erie Island chains are a phenomenal place with incredible and unique biodiversity. I spent a lot of time here. Grew up spending a lot of time on Middle Bass Island. We're on South Bass right now, but these ecosystems are all similar. So the structure of the islands themselves and having the fresh water surrounding really creates a unique ecosystem for the animals and the plants that call this location home. The goal with the aquascape that we're building is to, I guess in a sense, replicate an environment that would be perfect for some of the species that they're going to feature at the visitor center.
What I like about this, I know Lake Erie's kind of interesting as well as all the Great Lakes. I mean, just an incredible volume and body of water. This western edge is all limestone, dolomitic limestone, regular limestone, calcium carbonate, that type of thing. So when it was scoured out by those glaciers, this end is shallow compared to the east end, which was more shale. So that stuff actually got scoured out a little deeper. But what I think is unique about it, because you have these different levels, by having that limestone in here, it kind of creates the building blocks of life. Start talking about aquatic ecosystems, they need those nutrients, they need that foundational stuff. This is it. I mean, we're ground zero for all that. It has all the right mixture. We have the right water, we have the underlying rock, we have these islands, and we have fragmented shorelines and stuff. So we want to mimic that kind of on a smaller scale, right?
So does that pose a serious challenge for you anytime you come to a location for a build to try to take things naturally from the environment or that mimic or look very close to that environment for a structure that you're building?
We try to mimic it as much as possible. I'm a science guy. I love that type of stuff. So anytime I could tell that story, and here at the Nature Center, opening up children's minds and they could see it on a scale that they're comfortable with. When you look at this island from the air, flying over it, or even if you walk along the shoreline, it's kind of intimidating. You know, it's like you're looking at an inland ocean. You know, but now we shrink that whole thing down. We have this little fragmented coastline. Inside the pond, we're gonna have big stumps and stuff in there, little fast moving water. Right when we walk up, I see this. So karst topography, this is common throughout the United States, around the world. There's caves and things, and I heard that we might go see a cave or a geode, I think, right?
That'd be cool.
That would be really, really cool.
So Ed, when we look at the ecosystem and the design of these rocks and how the plants all tie together, how does this then become inspiration for you building the aquascape inside?
It starts obviously with the type of stone. So limestone rock, have some of the mosses and stuff on it, but just seeing how they're kind of interlocking together. So when we look at a bed of limestone like we see here, limestone is going to come in kind of layers. It's a sedimentary stone, so it's been laid down over many, many years, millions of years.
And it's pretty porous, right?
It's very porous, which is why that moss loves it. By having that porous rock in there, as soon as it starts sucking up all that water, that moss that's on that rock right now is actually letting it come to life. You start flipping these rocks over, I mean, these are home for salamanders, all types of cool insects and animals that are going to be living because of all the little pockets and stuff in here. I love working with this. It has a whole different life of its own. We want to kind of think about some of these things, and we're going to start to implement all the stuff that we just looked at.
So it's important for you guys to know that we are just outside of the nature center. So for Ed and the team to be able to draw inspiration right here from the backyard of this location is really important, considering the animals that are actually going to inhabit this structure. You're going to have turtles, salamanders, maybe some frogs and toads. If we're lucky, a fox snake or two. Even though those are good at climbing, we'll see how long they stay in there. But it's important to draw the inspiration right from this environment to make it really look as if it's a part of the island ecosystem. Cool. All right, let's go back inside.
Let's do it.